Welcome to the Google Forms module. Let's get started by heading over to Google Forms. We can use the app launcher in the top right-hand corner and choose Forms. Or we can go to forms.google.com. Like with other Google Drive applications, you have the option of creating something from a blank template. In Google Forms, you also have the option of creating a blank quiz. There are many templates to choose from. Let's click on Template Gallery. Here, there are plenty of templates that you can adjust to fit your needs. If your organization wants to create templates, you can find them here. Let's head back and create one from a blank template. Let's create a form to ask how our students are doing with this week's lessons. Let's give it a name. Go ahead and give it a description. If you click on the file name in the top left-hand corner, it will copy the title of your form as a file name. Here, you can star this or organize it into another folder. Let's write our first question. We'll want to know who's taking the form. By default, it will start with a multiple choice question. At first, we just need to change that. Here, I'll choose short answer. Because we want the name of the person submitting this form, let's make it required. Let's ask another question. Click on the plus button and write your question. As you type your question, Google Forms will try to predict the type of answer you'll require. In this case, it thinks I want a paragraph as a response. I'll go ahead and make this required. Let's ask another question. Hit the plus button and let's choose linear scale from this list. With a linear scale, participants can rank their response. It defaults from 1 to 5, but we could change that to 10. I've designated 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Let's make that required. There are plenty of other types of questions that we could add. Let's take a look at them. Multiple choice questions require only one answer. Checkboxes allow participants to select multiple responses. Drop-down menus hide the responses until they click the menu. You could require your participants to upload a file as an answer to a question. And then down below are grid questions. I think we have enough, so I'll delete this one. If I wanted to, I could even reorder them by clicking here at the top and dragging. I am noticing that we're missing an email response. If I wanted to collect emails, I could ask a question for them to type it in. Or I could come here to the cogwheel and select the box to collect emails. Since we have their email, Google Forms can send them their responses. If I needed to limit the responses to only people in my organization, I would click this box. If I don't click this box, then participants can fill out this form as many times as they'd like. Here at the bottom, we can give our participants the opportunity to edit their answers. And depending on the type of questions we ask, we could even allow participants to see everyone else's responses. Let's click Save. Now that we're ready for answers, we can come up here to take a look at our form. This is how the form will appear to someone else. We can make some changes to the look of this form. By choosing this Customize Theme button, we could change the color of the form, and we can even add an image to the header. There are plenty of themes already here for you to choose. You could also upload your own graphic or choose from photos in your account. I'll head back to Themes and I'll choose one from the Travel section. You'll notice with the color in my header that some of the colors change in my form. I could go ahead and tweak those if I wanted to. This form is ready to go. I could click here to send, and I could send this form by email or collect the link and even shorten the link to make it easier. I can now share this form link with my students. Now we just need to wait for responses. We can see here at the top that we've received some responses. Let's click on there to get an overview of what it looks like. Some of your answers will graph, while others, especially the written ones, will just be listed here. We can see here from this graph that our students are doing okay. We can use Google Sheets to manipulate this data further. Here at the top, click on Create Spreadsheet. We'll create a new spreadsheet using the same name as the form. Hit Create. This Google Sheet will now be saved into our Google Drive. Let's create another form, but this time let's make a quiz. I'll choose Blank Quiz. A blank quiz comes with some other formatting. Here, each question has the ability to provide an answer key and points based on the correct answer. Google Forms has the option to add images as part of your question. Click on the Image button. I'll use an image I already created. Google Forms also predicts answers. Here, as I start to add answer options, Google is asking if I want to just add all the letters. I may want to add a few more. Let's make this required. I'll go ahead and provide the answer, and if I scroll up, I can add point value. Perhaps there's another science teacher on campus that might want to help me write my quiz. I could come here to the 3 dots and add a collaborator. And hit send. I'm thinking that I want my students to go ahead and start reading a new chapter after they've taken the quiz. Here in the cogwheel, under Presentation, I can add a message that my students will see after they've submitted the quiz. Before I hit Save, I might want to take away the option for them to submit another response. And I may want to shuffle the questions if I had more than one. Hit Save. There are a lot of great ways to use Google Forms to collect data and solicit feedback.